So a lot of this episode, especially in the beginning, was just solidifying Tobirama is boss. Like, for starters, in the beginning of this episode, we find out that it was actually originally his technique, the Flying Raijin, and that Minato kind of copied it from him. And I felt like this episode, it was more so building up on, like, Tobirama's awesome, he did this, he did that, and Minato kind of fucked up here, he fucked up there, he took that technique, and I felt kind of like, damn, Minato. But that's really what happens when you see the legends in the flesh, and you find out more about them, and you get to actually see them at the battlefield and learn more about them. It basically humanizes them and shows that some people have flaws. Like, in the beginning of the series, the 4th Hokage, Minato, was built up to be this legendary shinobi, one of the greatest of all time, you know, sacrificed himself and everything, but learning more about him, it shows that he made mistakes. He isn't perfect. He isn't a god, and that happens with anybody. When you put somebody on a pedestal and you actually get to see them up close and personal, it changes and you get to see more sides to them. Tobirama was looking beast in this episode, though. I just gotta keep saying that. And then we got Hashirama versus Madara finally kicking off yet again. It had a little bit of flashbacks with Madara and Hashirama and the fight that they had in the past, which was kind of unnecessary, to be honest with you. I felt like we already seen that just a few episodes ago, so in that aspect I was kind of like, but just getting this fight, revisiting it, and Madara saying, this time around, it ain't going down like that. And we got the Susanoo versus the Wood Dragon. It was just like, yeah, baby, these are these big, colossal battles that I like to see. So as far as action goes, this episode kicked major ass between the beginning of the episode and then Naruto, Sasuke, Tobirama, Minato versus Sage of Six Paths, Obito. A lot of awesome ass-kicking action. Animation wasn't nowhere near as bad as last week's, and the art looked a little bit better as well. So a little bit of improvement, not too much, not, you know, a grand scale, but definitely a bit of an improvement from last week's episode that kind of just looked very, And I felt this episode kind of also showed a little bit more characterization of Shikamaru and how great of a leader he is. And while he'll probably never really be Hokage, because not only do you need to be smart and wise and tactitional and very just good in the mind, but you also need to back the strength with that as well. But he would definitely make a great advisor to a Hokage, because he just has some really good motivational speeches as well, when he kind of lifted everyone's spirits when they were like, you know, Madara and Hashirama, they're gods. Like, we can't fuck with that shit. And he kind of boosts their morale. It really just shows what type of character he is and just how great he is. I feel as though out of the entire Konoha 11, Shikamaru is definitely one of the better characters and one of the better developed ones, because we've seen how he was just lazy as fuck, didn't want to do everything. Now, he does it without bitching as well. So, Shikamaru for the win. I said it in the manga and I'll say it again in the anime. I don't know. I really enjoy Obito's character design. To me, it just looks really sick with the little flames and everything, the staff. Like him in the Sage of Six Paths mode, he just looks sick as shit. And this episode made Minato and Naruto kind of just look real clownish as well. Like Naruto kind of can't go into the mode, so he kind of looks a little bit embarrassing. And then Minato kind of getting shitted on left and right. So it's definitely like father and son moment as far as like being embarrassed throughout the episode, which is kind of funny, and again, it humanizes them. Maybe a little bit on the Minato side, it's kind of like, damn, you're not, you know, what you were built up to be, in a sense of like being perfect, but nobody should be perfect. Hell, all of the Hokages made mistakes in one way or another. Hashirama's good nature led Madara to become what he is. Tobirama was too strict. Sarutobi was too easy and let Danzo do whatever the fuck he wanted. The 4th died too early and made mistakes. And Tsunade, the 5th, we know all the mistakes he made as well. So, yeah, nobody's perfect, but just, it kind of made Minato look a little bit more less than absolutely perfect. Anyone else got a little bit of chuckle after Gamakichi kind of threw one last little bomb at Obito, and he was just like, yeah, I just wanted to pay him back for what he did. I kind of just envisioned it as, fuck you, motherfucker, I'm out of here. And I think the anime is doing a better job in conveying certain parts, like the Minato and Obito situation. At the end of the day, in the manga, it felt like it was kind of a little bit more downplayed. At the end of the day, when you're looking at this, you're supposed to be thinking, holy shit, this is his student that went wrong. He should be feeling a certain way. Obito should be feeling a certain way about his teacher. So the anime is definitely making me feel it a lot more when Obito's like, you always show up too late when it's most important. And Minato's just kind of there like, damn, I really do fuck up. If only I would have seen that was the masked man all those years ago was actually Obito, which in that aspect is kind of, I mean, hard in a way to like, you know, it was a long time ago. You thought he was dead and this guy had a mask on. He was using jutsu that you never knew Obito had. So in that aspect, yeah, you can't really blame him to a certain degree, but ultimately it's like, yeah, again, pushing forward what I've been saying, that this episode kind of put the spotlight on all the mistakes that Minato made, but the build up to when Naruto got pissed off with Obito talking shit about his father and he fucking went in, and it kind of showed a little bit of advancement and development for Naruto as well, knowing that Sage mode would work to take him out right there. So we got a little bit of progression on the fight with him as well. Like, these episodes have been just stacking them chapters, and like, we went through a lot of content in this episode as well. We already figured out how to basically take him down using Sage Jutsu, and then all the strategy that they use in this episode. Very well done. And even seeing Naruto and Sasuke teaming up and smiling afterward, really nice and reminiscent. Honestly, this episode, great episode this week. Definitely better than last week's episode. I'm gonna give this one 9 out of 10. We got some good progression, good characterization of Shikamaru and Naruto, kind of showing their development as people as well, and also humanizing Minato. While in a certain sense, it was kind of like, fuck, man, Minato wasn't perfect. At the same time, it's like, yeah, it's giving a better rounded version of the character than just this almighty god. And that cliffhanger at the end of the episode with the Kyuubi talking to Minato, that's showing the chakra that Minato had sealed inside of him at the end before he died is kind of talking back now. So we're going to get some awesome stuff there. Good setup. And again, a great episode this week. We've gone through a lot of content, and while the animation wasn't absolutely amazing or anything like that, it was still some great stuff. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. First of all, how did you feel about kind of seeing Minato looking a little bit of a weaker person and just showing all of his flaws, all of his foibles in this week's episode? It just really, did it make you feel like, damn, Minato's not the shit like I thought he was? Or did it make you look at him like he's a more well-rounded character? And how do you feel about all this ass-kicking action we got in this episode? There was just a lot of awesome shit going on. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that would be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.